Happy Friday, 8th grade. What's going on? Here is your problem of the day. Write everything down, hit pause, give it a try, and see what happens. All right. No, I'm not wearing the same clothes more than one day in a row. I'm just filming the videos. I'm filming 2 or 3 videos a day. So don't think that I'm coming to school in the same clothes every single day. All right, here we go. Problem of the day. Simplify. So we don't need a number answer. We just need to make it more simple, all right? So we're going to look for the same base. First of all, I can't combine these. They have a different base. Look at the bottom. Can't combine those. They have a different base. So, but we can combine up and down. Here's 3 to the 4th and 3 to the 2nd. When we're dividing exponents, as long as they have the same base, you just subtract them. 4 minus 2 is 2. So I have 3 to the 2nd power. And then we do the same with the 2 to the 5th. Oh, what do we put here? If there's no exponent. Oh, 1. So 5 minus 1 is 4. So 3 squared times 2 to the 4th. Can I combine those? No, they have a different base. We just leave that as it is. Now we could solve this answer and say 3 squared, 3 times 3 is 9, 2 to the 4th, 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16, and then do 9 times 16. But we don't need to do all that. They're not asking you for something in standard form, and they're not asking you to evaluate it. If they said evaluate it, they would want the number. But simplify it, we already did that. We're done. We can stop right there. So if you did more than that, that's okay, but this is as far as we need to go when they say simplify. And that's all we're really looking to do for right now. All right. So notes for today. A negative exponent. They're not really negative. So this is going to take a while to remember. But this is something that's very important and it always shows up on the state tests. Okay? So I'm going to look at some different ways. So this here, negative 2 to the 3rd. All this means is, this means negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2, right? And we've done these before. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8, right? Now that's very, very different than this right here, 2 to the negative 3rd. Our negative is up in the exponent, all right? So it says a negative exponent moves to the other side of a fraction and then becomes positive. So this is where things get tricky. So what I want you to start thinking about this, anytime you see these exponents or negative exponents, think of this as a fraction. We know that 4 means the same as 4 over 1, right? These mean the same thing. 4 divided by 1 is just 4. So I want you to think of this as there's an invisible fraction here with a 1 underneath it. All right? So we can always think of a number like this if we need to. We did this when we used to multiply fractions. So all we have to do to solve this problem is take our negative exponent, move it to the other side of the fraction. So I'm going to move it to the bottom. I'm going to go move this way. So I'm going to move this down to the bottom, and I'm going to make my exponent becomes positive. And then we got to fill the space on top, so I put a 1 on top. This is my answer. And then we could solve it further and say 2 to the 3rd is 8, and I could say 1 over 8. If they're asking us to simplify, this is what they want. This is simplify. If they're asking us to evaluate, they want the whole answer. Okay? So we got to be really careful and look at these 2 different words, evaluate and simplify. All right, so that's all there really is to this. I don't want to get too deep into this yet, but let's take a look at a couple more just to make sure we got it. And I'll make it nice and big. So we'll say 5 to the negative 3. We want to get rid of that negative sign first. So Imagine that there's an imaginary line here, right? With a 1 under it. Take this whole thing and move it to the bottom and turn this positive. That's all there is to it. So this is simple. It is not so. The biggest mistake people make is they say 5 to the third is 125, and then they say the answer is negative 125. That's not right. The answer is really 1 over 125, okay? So once again, this is if they ask you to evaluate, this is if they ask you to simplify, right? Now this also works with variables. So we don't, just take a look at some algebra. I could say x to the negative 7. We do it the same way. Make it into a fraction, move it to the bottom, and make it positive. Put a 1 on top. That's my answer. This is as far as I can go, because we don't know what x is. That's simplifying it, all right? Let's look at another one. We could even do this if they're both variables. Y to the negative x. Same thing. Put a line under it with a 1. Move it to the bottom, make it positive, put a 1 on top. That's it for today. I don't want to get any deeper into it in one day, but this is an important skill that we need to practice, okay? And it's going to come out, we're going to be doing a lot more with these negatives, so we want to get good at it. All right, you guys take care. Have a great day. I'll give you a quick view of my classroom since you haven't seen it in a while. So look, things are a little different because, all the desks are in a big pile. So a little bit different than what we're used to at Newton D. Baker. So I'm teaching to a pile of desks. It's really weird. You guys have a great day and have a great weekend.